Hi, Sally. Thanks for joining me today. I understand that Juniper is ready to roll with its first big announcement of 2022, custom silicon. What is it that you're announcing? And especially in the supply constrained environment, how soon are we likely to see the next generation of products based on what you're announcing?
Hello, Jim. Let me start by telling you what we're announcing, and it's pretty exciting. We're announcing the next generations of our custom silicon innovations, built, quite frankly, to power the world's next generation networks. And we're continuing Juniper's strategy of building purpose-built silicon optimized for the uniquely diverse and demanding challenges for different points in the network, whether the core or the multi-service edge. So first, we're announcing the next generation of Express Silicon, which we use in our industry-leading core routing products, the PTX series. We're announcing the 5th generation Express 5, supporting the industry's highest non-blocking throughput performance at 28.8 terabits per second, and with amazing power efficiency all in a single package. Express 5 is taped out, and you'll start seeing products from us based on Express 5 starting next year. Secondly, we're also announcing the next generation of our Trio silicon used in our MX series multi-service edge routers. This will be the 6th generation, so Trio 6, and it is optimized for unprecedented logical service scale and flexibility. Thirdly, we are announcing the first suite of MX series line cards and chassis that will leverage our new Trio 6 silicon. We are announcing a new 9.6 terabits per second line card for the MX10K8 based on Trio 6. We're also announcing a new chassis, the MX10K4, for more power and space constrained environments. It's a modular chassis with the best power efficiency than other modular chassis that we know of on the market today. And thirdly, we're announcing the MX304. That's a fixed configuration routing platform, 2RU up to 4.8 terabits per second, and built when space and power are at an absolute premium. So we're announcing a lot.
Lots of interesting stuff there. We're certainly seeing the big broadband operators dialing up their residential and business plans to the 2 gigabit, 5 gigabit, 10 gigabit speed. And that's going to mean a lot of bandwidth to be aggregated and routed at the edge and at the core. So in terms of the upgrade cycle for the service providers, how do you see these new products fitting in? What are the market dynamics that you see at play?
You know, one thing that we can say, particularly about service provider networks, is that change is constant. And, we're seeing the emergence of new services. Obviously, AR, VR, IoT, connected cities, and of course, 5G deployments, which will enable new services that we don't even know about yet. And the pandemic has also highlighted this continued change, whether changes in traffic patterns, services, subscribers, bandwidth, etc. And we also see a continued exponential growth in traffic, in network traffic, and that's driving increased speeds, increased throughput, and increased bandwidth demands across the entire network. And we know service providers need to make choices today for the next 5, 10 plus years. They have to place their bets. And those choices have to support whatever's thrown at them tomorrow, whether that's more traffic, new services, more endpoints. And that's more apparent now than ever before.
Very interesting. So, custom silicon seems to have always been a part of the Juniper story ever since the company got started. Why is that? Why not merchant silicon? What is it about Juniper and this pursuit of custom silicon?
So why is silicon central to our story, to the Juniper story? Well, to support, our customers in making the choices that we just talked about, our networking silicon strategy has always been about the right tool for the job, whether that's leveraging merchant silicon or leveraging our custom silicon innovations, whether for massive throughput performance or unprecedented logical service scale. And what we see, particularly with the exponential growth in traffic and aggregated network speeds, that's putting an enormous amount of pressure on the core of the network, which is why Express is really optimized for raw throughput performance as well as power efficiency. And then at the multi-service edge, as the name implies, that's where a lot of existing and new services are being instantiated. So that's driving the need for certainly logical service scale and flexibility to support a full suite and the complex features associated with that full suite of services, residential services, consumer broadband, business VPN functions, etc., for hundreds of thousands of subscribers all at once, all while securing those subscribers and endpoints, as well as delighting the experience of customers. So very different capabilities. You've got massive throughput for the core and very, very high logical service scale at the multi-service edge. And that drives very, very different design needs in networking silicon. And that's what's driving our own custom silicon strategy. And to be honest, it's quite unique in the industry compared to some of the other players.